Hi, everybody. This is Erich Mische, Spare Key Executive Director. Today, we launch a brand new platform for Spare Key's mortgage grant program called Help Me Bounce. This platform combines the power of crowdfunding with Spare Key's own financial assistance to ensure that we are able to help more families than ever before receive a mortgage grant while they deal with a family member's medical crises while they're in the hospital. This platform has been over a year in the making, and today as we launch it, we are mindful of a few things. First and foremost, that our obligation is to serve more families than ever before. Since 1997, Spare Key has been honored to serve over 3,500 families with nearly $3.5 million in mortgage grants. We can do that because of the generosity of thousands of donors, but we can also do that because of the dedication and professionalism of social workers like you. And as we built this platform, we were mindful of the fact that one of the most important assets that we have to this program is the social workers that work with the families who are struggling with the family who is dealing with the medical crises. And for that, we thank you. In a few minutes, I'm going to walk through a brief tutorial about how the Help Me Bounce program works. A couple of things that I want to emphasize, however. The eligibility guidelines for families has not changed. If you have a family who has a child who has been sick or injured, who is 18 or younger for 14 out of 90 days, that child and that family is still eligible to apply for Spare Key mortgage grant. In addition, effective May 1st, we have expanded program eligibility to permit families where it is the parent or legal guardian of a child who is 18 or younger, who is the sick or injured party, to apply for Spare Key's mortgage grant program as well. It is an important message we want to deliver, that eligibility has not changed. The only thing that has changed is the portal upon which families will apply for a mortgage grant, and the fact that we will begin harnessing the power of crowdfunding, plus Spare Key's own financial commitment and support for families, as well as our combined marketing and promotion efforts in reaching out to our donors and other donors as well to help support families who are dealing with a family member's medical crises. And so, once again, I want to say thank you to social workers for everything you have done. You have allowed us to serve more families than ever before. And because of your dedication and professionalism, we are able to do that. A couple of other points I want to make is that effective immediately, the helpmebounce.org portal is the only portal in which we will be accepting applications for the Spare Key mortgage program. We will no longer accept faxes, direct emails, or copies sent to us in the mail. As you might imagine, with a small staff, any efficiency that we can create permits us to focus on trying to serve more families with a mortgage grant. And so with that, I'd like to ask you to give me a couple of minutes to walk through the program, to show you how the online portal works, to show you what portion of this relates directly to the social worker. We will also be providing some additional resource and tools over the next couple of days in the form of PowerPoints and other documents that will show you how to walk through the Help Me Bounce portal. We will also be updating our website in the days ahead to make sure that we have all the accurate information that is necessary for families to successfully and easily apply for a Spare Key mortgage grant. It's one other thing I want to make clear is that 95% of the application process on the Help Me Bounce portal is essentially the same information we request on the current application process. We think it is easier, more efficient, and we think it will be even easier for you, the social worker, to be able to access and use. And so with that, I'm going to pull up the Help Me Bounce page here so that I can share that with you. And so if you will bear with me 1 second, so I can share the screen here. So this is the helpmebounce.org portal. When families go to apply for a Spare Key mortgage grant, this is the website they will now go to. It is designed to be easy, efficient, clean, and simple to navigate. And so the first thing a family will do is either download the application instructions so that they can look and make sure that they qualify and to see how the instructions work, or they can directly go and click the Apply for Aid button right here. This will then bring them to a pre-registration disclaimer that requires them to go through this process and read this and make sure that they understand what the Help Me Bounce program is all about, what information we are collecting, and what information we intend to make public as we build a family's Help Me Bounce platform to assist in crowdfunding, along with Spare Key's own financial support, to secure the mortgage grant the family needs to make their mortgage. Once they have reviewed this page, they will simply go to this link and they will click it on. It will then bring them to a registration page. Every family must create a username in order to begin the process. So for our purposes, I'm simply going to put in my username. I will put in my email here, which I'm going to call helpmebounceuser@gmail.com. A little early here. I'm trying to get my coffee. Email.com. We'll put in a password. Repeat that process of putting in the password. And then we'll sign up. And I already created the name, so I'm going to change that. So again, once this process is completed, you'll click sign up, and you will receive this message as a family about a confirmation email having been sent to them. They will then go to their email, where they will receive an email from helpmebounce.org, support@helpmebounce.org. And all they will do is click on that, and it will show them this new link. And this link is where they activate their account to begin the application process. This is now the main page where family will begin the process of filling out their application. As you can see, there are 7 steps. These 7 steps are easy and simple to navigate. Each step, however, has to be completed. And as you can see, each step will show where they are in the process of completing this application. We've registered the account, so that's completed. So the next step is to fill out the application. So we'll click that. And here, the family has a couple of different options. One, again, is to go to the guidelines to make sure that they are eligible. And as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, eligibility for families who have a child 18 or younger has not changed. What we have done is expand program eligibility. So now that if the sick or injured party is the parent or legal guardian of a child 18 years or younger, they are permitted to apply for a Spare Key mortgage grant as well. So for our purposes, we're going to start with the program that you're all familiar with again, which is children 18 or younger. We're going to click that on. We're going to put in the family's child's first name, child's date of birth, gender. They were not a previous recipient. And here, what families can do if they have a Caring Bridge site, they can put that link in there. For our purposes, I'm simply going to put in the Spare Key website. Once this information has been completed, you simply click Save. That'll bring you to here, which is parent and guardian information. Again, this is information that we currently collect. So you're very familiar with this if you look at our current application as well. So we're going to put the family's name here. And in this case, we have a 2-parent family. So we'll fill out this information. And then if the address is the same, we just simply click that button. As soon as that information is completed, simply go down, you click Save. And it'll bring you to household information. This information we are simply looking for demographic purposes. So in this case, family has 4 members. Yes, 2 additional children. Choose not to answer. Learn about Spirit Key from my social worker, and you click Save. Financial institution and employer information. This information as well is simply information that we use for demographic purposes, that we use internally to understand who is applying and some of the details around that. Again, nothing too difficult here. Simply putting information. We're going to put here the second parent information is not applicable, and we're going to hit Save. Now, again, this information about the financial impact is information that we currently collect. It is also information we do not share. We're looking for this information again to simply get a better understanding of the families who are applying and the services that we're looking to support them with. We're going to say here that they're an Xcel Energy customer, and then we click Save. It will now bring us to mortgage information. The information here will not be used publicly with the exception of the amount of the mortgage payment, which will be on the next page. We hit Save. Once again, this information, the only information we will use here publicly will be the monthly mortgage payment due. That information will be included on the Families Help Me Bounce crowdfunding page as we work with them to raise the funds necessary, coupled with our own donation to ensure that they reach their mortgage grant amount. Again, this information here is information that is currently being collected on the current application. And then you sign name, put the date on, and you click Save. This is a new element of the application process, and this is the agreement and waiver that the family must read, review, and approve before they are allowed to be considered for a Spirit Key mortgage grant. This waiver shows that some of the information that we are collecting will be made public on the family's Spirit Key Help Me Bounce crowdfunding page. It shows how long the page will be active, and it shows and underscores once again that Spirit Key will use this money only to provide mortgage grant assistance to families. We're going to click Yes. We're going to sign this and date it. And we're going to click Save. Now, as you can see again, this now shows register your account completed, fill out the Spirit Key application completed, and the next section here deals directly with social workers. As you know, Spirit Key requires a signed statement from a social worker confirming that a family has met the hospitalization stay requirement associated with our guidelines. The family will click this link. They will provide the name of the social worker. In this case, I'm going to put in Once again, my Help Me Bounce user at gmail.com email, simply to show you how this process works. So this is, for all intended purposes, Angel Johnson's email. The family clicks this on, it will receive this notice that shows that there has been an email sent to you, the social worker. Once that is sent, it will show up here where it will say support@helpmebounce.org, and it will say a spare key applicant requires your help to complete their application. As a social worker, you'll click this on, and it will pull up this information and say you are receiving this email because an applicant, and it will give the family's name, you are serving as applying for a spare key Help Me Bounce mortgage assistance grant. It is important that you complete this process similar to the current process before we are able to process and review a family's grant application. So as a social worker, all you need to do is simply click on this link. It will bring you to this page, and it will ask you to list the hospitalization stays. My copy is still not kicking in. Providing the dates of the admission. Provide the primary diagnosis, and then you will simply sign your name, put on today's date, and you will click Save. That will then show that your email has been sent. The family will then receive an email confirming that your medical history form has been completed by your social worker. This is the point now where the family can go back and continue their process. As you can see, it now shows the medical history form the social worker has been completed. The next step for the family is to upload a profile picture that they will use for their Help Me Bounce page. So we're going to go through and we're going to find ourselves a picture. And I'm going to upload a picture of my dog for purposes here. That picture is now uploaded. We'll return to the profile. And again, it shows the profile picture piece has been completed. Now you'll upload your mortgage statement. For all purposes here, we're simply going to upload a existing PDF of something, just to simply have something that we can put on there. So we're going to do Pups and Pints. And this is going to be the Johnson mortgage statement. Simply click on Save. That now shows the mortgage statement has been completed. Now we write a short bio for the blog page. The family will then click Save. It will show that this piece has all been completed, and now you will submit this to Spare Key for approval. It shows your application is complete. Once we receive that application, we will review it. Once it has been reviewed, if the family is approved for a mortgage statement or for a mortgage grant, they will then be brought back to a link where they will then create a Help Me Bounce page. So for example, we're going to show this as a Help Me Bounce page here, where it will show how much of their mortgage has been raised. It'll give a little bit of a bio of the family, and then it will provide an ongoing blog that the family can use to continue to share with people the progress of their loved one during their medical crises. I'm going to stop sharing and bring myself back here. As you can see, this is a fairly simple process. We have designed it to be as simple, if not more simple, than the current paper application or online application. It is our goal to get the information from families as quickly as possible, to process it as quickly as possible, and to be able to share with them whether or not they have been approved or denied for a Spare Key Mortgage Grant. As I indicated, we will be sending out additional information here in the next day or two, including a PowerPoint that you can walk through that shows how to do this process, both for a child who is 18 or younger, but also for a family member in which the applicant may be the parent or legal guardian of a child 18 or younger. On behalf of all of us at Spare Key, I want to say thank you for working with us hand in hand for the past 21 years as we seek to serve families and provide them with the gift of time with a mortgage grant. You allow us to help families bounce and not break. We can't do what we do unless you do what you do. Our goal here at the end of the day is to try to serve more families than ever before. We are looking to leverage the resources that we raise every single day with the power of crowdfunding to try to harness them together and improve our ability to serve more families, to serve them more quickly, and to serve them more often. Long-term goals of Spare Key are to find other ways to support families in addition to mortgage grants. One of the programs we are launching this month as well is called the Tyler Helping Hand Fund. For every family who is approved for a mortgage grant, we will provide them with a gift card, which they can use for whatever non-mortgage related needs that they may have. Perhaps it is to help pay for parking at the hospital. Maybe it's to get a meal outside of the hospital cafeteria. Whatever the reason, our purpose is to help that family in different ways as we move forward into our next 20 years. On behalf of all of us at Spare Key, my board of directors, the staff, donors, and the thousands of families we have been honored and privileged to support, I say thank you.